Man United 4, Istanbul 1, big win in the end. A team that we all wanted to see. We all wanted to see that team, and the team performed in the end. But a lot of people kind of talking about, can that team play every single week? How did you see it?
Don't know if it can play every single week against a higher level of opposition, but I take the 3 points. I think we played really well, especially in the first half. I mean, you saw when the subs came on, the drop-off in performance levels. But I really liked the way Ollie set up. One thing that I really, really liked seeing, I do think we should continue to play week in, week out, especially with Cavani up front. I think he's proved now that he can play that centre-forward role very well. His work rate is ridiculous. The runs he makes, he's constantly making it. Like the runs off the ball, and his work rate is great. And I loved having Rashford on the right and Martial on the left, because as we were saying last week, that is completely lopsided attack due to Mata coming in all the time and not having a proper winger on that side. You've now got 2 proper wingers on each side. So when they're playing the long balls over, or you're wanting to attack in a different dynamic, you can go either way. And we saw that from Rashford. I thought he did really well on the right wing today. You could tell it suited him. It really did suit him, him coming inside and the runs he was making. Was really happy when Bruno gave him his penalty. I wasn't surprised, because it's just a Bruno thing to do, isn't it? But yeah.
Do you want to see him take that penalty? That was a talking point. I mean, I know it's you don't want to, it's not an argument or anything, because at the end of the day, you just want to score. The penalty is the best thing for the team. Bruno on a hat-trick, did you care at all that he didn't take it?
I'm not bothered. I know Scholes said he was confused by it. As long as the team's winning, I think that's what Bruno says in all his interviews. It doesn't really matter. I quite like the fact he gave it to Rashford in a sense, because it's he wants to give the teams a goal, and it's not just all the Bruno Fernandes show to him. Do you know what I mean? So I was a little bit oh, he's not got his hat trick, but it doesn't bother me as long as it's a goal for United, isn't it? So it doesn't bother me. But the thing is about Bruno, what I wanted to say is, he's just amazing. When he came off again today, along with Rashford, you saw the same thing that happened at Leipzig with the drop-off in performance. And he just proved how important he is for our team. The link-up play through him today, especially with Donny van de Beek and behind him, I think worked really well. I thought Donny van de Beek had a great game today.
Yeah, Donny van de Beek really was good. And, there was a few question marks of how he would play. I was almost certain that he would play how we saw in the 4-2-3-1 next to Fred. And that's exactly what we saw. How good was he for you?
I'd give him a 9 out of 10. I think his passing, he only did 2 off passes, and even they weren't really bad. He's so tidy in possession. I love the fact he just gives it straight away. And the best part about that is he gives it off and then he makes a run, so it creates space. We completely won the midfield battle today, and he was part of that because of his quick passing ability, along with Bruno. I think he did work well with Fred, but the thing is, them two, I've changed my mind. Before I was saying that I think it could work going forward as the double pivot CDM role for them two. I don't think it can work against very, very good oppositions. Because defensively we were a bit poor, but that's due to the centre halves as well. But what Fred needs to do, I thought he had a great game with his energy, and he's like a wasp. When he goes to a player, he's round him straight away, and I love that about him. But he needs to just play the simple pass off and let someone else do the big pass, because sometimes he gets caught in possession a little bit. But yeah, I thought Donny van de Beek played great. He got into some great positions and really opened up our midfield for us to get in behind him.
Yeah, it's something that we obviously wanted to see with that exciting team. But it's going to be interesting to see just how Ollie does it. Even next week against PSG at home, I think he'll go back to a back 5. I don't see Ollie being courageous enough. Yeah. Would you say you're worried about that game?
I'm worried because Maguire today, I don't think he had an amazing game. I don't think he was awful either. But the thing is about him that I worry about against the likes of Mbappe and Neymar, and we're talking about some of the quickest players here. It's not as if you're saying, oh, he's awful because he can't keep up with Mbappe. Do you know what I mean? The great players, but I worry about him there because I don't know why. He seems a few seconds behind the pace. He's always just a few seconds behind. And I'm Maguire, you should be there. And it's Maguire, you should be there. And it's I just want him to be a little bit more alert. And his positioning, I think he gets dragged out a lot. But I'm a bit worried because Lindelof's gone off injured, and then Tuanzebe can't play against that game. And we need some sort of pace there. So I think if Lindelof is back, which I hope he will be, you're going to see the CDM that he likes to go with the Fred and McTominay combination, which I do think we should play in that game because it's PSG. It's not Istanbul, is it, with Demba Ba up front? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's obviously, yeah, it is different. How with the style of play though, in terms of when you saw the likes of Bruno, Martial, Cavani, Rashford, and Van der Beek at times linking up with those one-touch passes round the corners, triangles, you know, real good play. Does that give you a bit of belief that actually, if Solskjaer can find the right solution, or maybe you buy a different sort of player in there to accompany them, I don't know how you feel, but does that give you some belief that Solskjaer can or should start playing the more attacking players, or do you still have caution?
No, I do think we need to go forward playing more attackingly the way that we did. Do you know what I loved about that? It was what we should do at home as Manchester United. Straight on the front foot, went for the kill. The way that we're attacking, we've not seen that kind of play from us in a very, very long time. I thought it was brilliant, and I think I would like to see us do that against Southampton. If a few maybe minor changes, I wouldn't even be bothered if he put like the same team out. I think we'd struggle a bit defensively. I think maybe. I don't know, mate. That's the thing. Like, I think I'm going towards saying maybe Matic coming in, but then it's like, am I only saying that because of his record, not because of his form?
Also, who would you drop? So do you think that because it's difficult now because Van der Beek's played so well, but in that position, you're not entirely sure how he would be alongside Fred against opposition. Would you drop Van der Beek then for Matic and play Matic and Fred?
No, I wouldn't want to drop Van der Beek. I'd probably I don't know. I'd probably drop if I had to. I'd probably drop out of them two based off today. I'd probably drop Fred, but I completely wouldn't mind him playing them two. But as long as we get on that front foot, trying to go for the goal again. But what I think we do need, I think we're a few signings off being challengers, and that is a world-class CDM who can sit in there, tackle and play the ball off. And he's, you know, the positional sense. We need someone who's going to completely just a bit of a higher level above. But us going forward today, it was levels above with them players playing. We just looked so much better. But it's like, I do think that did stem from Van der Beek being there and quickly passing it off. But then also with the wings, that was a big part of it as well, because I think Tellers actually did link up very well with Martial. I think he had a very good game. The amount of crosses he was getting in, I'm surprised at how far away he can be from the box and whip a pinpoint cross.
He's winning, isn't he? Yeah,
he played really well there. But you saw the drop off with the subs. But the one thing I liked about when the subs came on is I think Greenwood looked sharp. That pass from Van der Beek into Greenwood and then to James, I love that. I think Ricky will be happy with that goal. But it's like,
you did already say that. You did already say
just a tapping, but it'll be great for his confidence, and it's good to just see the whole team feeling better. But as I said, I think we're a few signings off challenging, and that's a centre half. We need a centre half. They got in way too many times and got past us way too many times, just from literally just coming direct at us. And I think we do need a right winger. Like, let's be honest, we do. And I think we need a CDM as well, like a levels CDM to fit in there, and then we're laughing. But yeah.
Last thing, because I've got to go and get the live done. Who's your man of the match?
It's got to be Bruno Fernandes, hasn't it? People call him Fernandes, but that volley, but it was Fernandes, Van der Beek, a bit like that for me, but just purely because of the volley and the goals and the way he just controls the game and his work rate, everything on that.
Cool. We go again Sunday, and I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Take care.